Hello, my HarvestLA brothers and sisters. This is the devotional sharing for Thursday, June 11th. And today we're reading from Deuteronomy chapter 29, verses 22 to 29. And I'll be reading from the NIV version. Your children will follow you in later generations, and foreigners who come from distant lands will see the calamities that have fallen on the land and the diseases with which the Lord has afflicted it. The whole land will be a burning waste of salt and sulfur, nothing planted, nothing sprouting, no vegetation growing on it. It will be like the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboyim, which the Lord overthrew in fierce anger. All the nations will ask, why has the Lord done this to this land? Why this fierce burning anger? And the answer will be, it is because this people abandoned the covenant of the Lord, the God of their ancestors, the covenant he made with them when he brought them out of Egypt. They went off and worshipped other gods and bowed down to them, gods they did not know, gods he had not given them. Therefore, the Lord's anger burned against this land, so that he brought on all the curses written in this book. In furious anger and in great wrath, the Lord uprooted them from their land and thrust them into another land, as it is now. The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may follow all the words of this law. This is the word of the Lord. As we approach the ending chapters in Deuteronomy, we see the strings of blessings and curses in chapters 27 and 28. The choice is given to the Jewish people. They can either obey the terms of the covenant, as presented in the many other chapters of this book, and receive all the many wonderful blessings, or they can choose to not keep to terms and face the consequences. With that, I wanted to look at the two verses that caught my eye in this passage, and they happen to be at the very beginning and very end. In verse 22, as a consequence of the curses, children in later generations and foreigners from afar can still see the calamities. This reminds me that the choice I make today to obey and receive blessings or to not obey and face the curses is not merely for myself. It impacts later generations way beyond my own life on this earth. As stated in Exodus 34, verse 7, and this is from the New Living Translation, I lavish unfailing love to 1,000 generations. I forgive iniquity, rebellion, and sin, but I do not excuse the guilty. I lay the sins of the parents upon their children and grandchildren. The entire family is affected, even children in the third and fourth generations. So if our choices have such a long-lasting impact, how do I know if I'm making the right choice? That's when I find encouragement in verse 29. This verse talks about the things that are revealed to us and our children, and the secret things that only belong to the Lord. When we discern the choices before us, we go to the things that is revealed to us, like the Bible. And not just reading it, but we investigate to the best of our abilities by examining the biblical text to understand what the author is trying to say, the context of the time, background, and the audience, cross-references from other parts of the Bible, research other books and commentaries, talk to the people in our communities that God has given us, and of course, we invite the Holy Spirit to enlighten us. But even after all that, there has been and will always be times when we still don't know. Then I find peace in humbly saying to God, Lord, I really don't know or understand. I'm not sure what to do. I accept that there may be things that I just can't know, so please help me. I pray that you will find hope in this passage, even though it is talking about the disastrous consequences, and I believe you will be even more encouraged when we go to chapter 30 on how God will restore us even when we do make the wrong choices. So stay tuned. Bye. See you guys next time.